Time is just gone 8:53 now. Last night, an event that Salam Media had covered together with a number of organizations, including the Electronic Intifada and Wings of Mercy, where we had a conference, and also this was linked to a fundraiser with Wings of Mercy. And one of the guests and one of the speakers at the event was Muhammad Majid, and he is from Gaza. In fact, he was as recently as September this year he was in Gaza to visit his family, to visit his friends. And last night, we looked at Gaza and the angle that Mohammed had touched on, looking at Gaza then and Gaza now. Now we know that they've lost families, they've lost friends, they've lost their money, they've basically lost everything but hope. And what is keeping the people of Gaza, what is keeping the people of Palestine is the unity in this challenging time, and this is the strength that they draw from, and also the actions and our actions can make a difference. And this was a very, very powerful message. Brother Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
Yes, Jazakallah. In fact, last night just sitting and listening to you and what you had actually said and brought to the conference, extremely important. I think it was very, very profound in terms of your presence at the event in itself, because looking at, where you've come from, you come from Gaza, and you highlighted so much, during your time at Gaza, where you even were at a point in time you were at a school, and you know the feeling when these bombs are actually raining on you, and we see it 100, 1,000 times worse compared to what you had experienced, Brother Muhammad.
Yes, yes, exactly. And you know what? First of all, Jazakallah for the invitation to this radio channel for the interview. I really appreciate it. It's very important that we highlight and we speak about Palestine regularly and what is happening in Gaza. It's good to spread awareness and let people know what is really happening in Gaza. And as you mentioned, yes, I have been to Gaza. I am from Gaza Strip, and I grew up in Gaza Strip, and I only came to South Africa when I was 24 years old. When I experienced most of the wars that happened in Gaza until 2019. And as I mentioned in my speech, that I also grew up in the blockade time, the siege time, and we have witnessed it all, unfortunately, from the cut of fuel and products, electricity, to the bombs and wars and the most destructive mass destruction on Gaza. Yes, I know the feelings of bombings and feelings of wars and the noise of these strikers that is hunting you all the time. You can't sleep at night. You wish that one day just this war finish and you can just sleep. The right of sleeping is not there. Even some people, I mean, all the people now currently in Gaza are wishing to sleep peacefully. That's their dream now. That's one of the things that they are missing so much for 60 days, more than 60 days.
Well, certainly. In fact, I had a chat earlier on when this attack had happened, and this is exactly what my guest at that point in time told me as well. She says, I'm exhausted, and all I want to do is have a peaceful night's sleep. And that, at this point in time, is not even happening. And, it's not only about sleep, you don't even have a bed to actually sleep on. Considering all the destruction that had taken place, homes, buildings at all. So you don't even know where you're going to sleep. Are you going to sleep in the rubble? Where are you going to sleep?
Exactly, exactly. And currently, the situation is even worse than any war before. Why? Because they started bombing in north, and people had to evacuate to south, and now they are trying to take them out of south, which is Khan Yunis, and let them go to Rafah. So the people who made a tent in the south, now they taking the tent that they made when they evacuated. Now they taking it back and they going another south to Rafah. So people now don't know where to go. People are in a terrible situation in Gaza. They can't basically have a normal life, no peaceful life. and we don't know where it's going. Actually, we don't know where it's going.
Brother Mohammed, I know you went to Gaza in September and you met your family, you met a number of your friends. And, I'm not too sure when last you had contact with the people in Gaza, your family, your friends. And if you could just tell us, when last did you have contact? I mean, at this point in time, where you are right now, I'm sure there are major concerns.
Uh, since the war started, there is lots of friends that I never been in contact with them. I have tried to speak to them and I send them message and I try to phone them and that, but they don't have network. I spoke to the family many times. I even sometime when they don't answer my message or my phone calls. I speak to other people which is close to them, like neighborhood or relatives. That I ask them if they can phone them and see where they are and are they okay or not. But most of people that I know, I never been in contact with them because of the network problems and there's no internet. They don't have internet access. They don't have access to the internet. Yeah,
And
that's the big.
obviously not knowing what their situation is, what their condition is, not even knowing whether they alive or they've been martyred.
Yes, exactly. And there was, if you remember, there was 5 days or 4 days where there was no contact whatsoever. There was no network in Gaza, in the whole of Gaza, from north to south. And I was very concerned about it. I was very worried that the family might, something bad might happen. I had that worries and stress in my mind, and Alhamdulillah, we could reach to them eventually, and they were okay. Alhamdulillah.
Yes. Now, just looking at, you being in South Africa, and we know a lot is happening in South Africa in terms of the events. We've seen so many marches take place. We've seen conferences take place as well. The recent big one that took place over the weekend as well. And a lot of effort is now being focused on making sure that the relief effort, people get ready with regard to the relief effort, and yourself involved personally with the Wings of Mercy. And you spoke last night, you spoke about Wings of Mercy, you spoke about your initiatives, you spoke about the orphans as well. So I think just give us an insight, looking at how you are coordinating this in South Africa with fellow South Africans as well.
First of all, I would like to say thank you, and I would like to show the appreciations to our brothers and sisters in South Africa, the ones that really showed real support to Palestine, and they were supporting financially and with whatever they can do. We saw how South Africans were also marching and going out and uh, standing in solidarity with Palestine and with Gaza Strip. May Allah reward them all for everything they have done. Through Wings of Mercy and through other organizations also, may Allah reward them. Uh, Wings of Mercy is being helping the Palestinians, is being involved in Palestine for more than 10 years. Wings of Mercy have more than 870 orphans sponsored in Palestine, and also families that lost their breadwinners. We're also sponsoring them. It's been there for 10 years, and it's actually the most effective way of helping the Palestinians because it's not a short term project, it's a long term project where you can help the family to uh, go on with their lives. There's lots of successful stories of students that been doctors and engineers and students that traveled the world and they had succeeded in their life, and they were one of the orphans that we sponsored. Wings of Mercy also is involved in the relief projects. Since the war started, we have done many projects: the cash grant distributions, the hot meals, medical supplies. Um, we done a lot of humanitarian project on the ground in Gaza during the war. We have good connections in Gaza Strip. We have good connection with the companies, the suppliers. We have our office in Gaza, so we can we can implement in Gaza basically every project that we can.
Well, inshallah. And just for people wanting to contribute, how do they get in touch with you, Brother Muhammad?
You can type Wings of Mercy Foundation, or you can go on Facebook, Wings of Mercy, or Instagram, and you will find the details, the banking details, the phone number, the everything you will find there. The website also.
Well, inshallah, we will encourage people to visit these social media pages and also the website as well. And we definitely encourage people to contribute. And as you mentioned, that this is a long-term sustainable project, and looking at the results as well in terms of the orphans. And we know that the number of orphans that you are sponsoring at this point in time is minimal compared to the scale of the carnage, the scale of the destruction that had taken place, and how many more orphans have now emerged as a result of all this brutality and the latest genocide that is unfolding. And really, it is unimaginable, Brother Muhammad.
It is, it is. Unfortunately, the numbers of orphans is only increasing in Gaza. The number of families that had lost their breadwinners, the ones that were providing for them. If you're talking about numbers, there's about over, we have lost over 20,000 martyrs until now, and nearly half of them are children, and 4,500 are women, and 1,000 elderly men. You're talking about civilians that been martyred in during this war. And inshallah, Winds of Mercy is also gathering information about these families that got affected, the families that lost their houses. 270, more than 270,000 houses got bombed or damaged, leaving countless families with no homes. We are also, inshallah, gathering data about these families in hope. Hopefully, inshallah, after this war eventually ends, we can help them to stand on their feet again, to sponsor them, to stand with them and say, you are not alone. We are with you. And inshallah, with the help of the South African brothers and sisters, we can do that, inshallah.
Well, inshallah, and to you, Brother Muhammad, we tell you that you are not alone as well. We are with you as well. And even from a media perspective, Salam Media, our focus is on humanitarian journalism. And at this point in time, humanity, the humanity in us needs to feature very, very strongly. And at the end of the day, as was mentioned also in at the conference last night, that we are like one body. And at this point in time, it is not a part of the body that is hurting, it is hemorrhaging at this point in time in a very, very serious, dire situation in ICU at this point in time. And this is a situation of our brothers and sisters out in occupied Palestine. We make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy, inshallah. But for now, Jazakallah so much for coming on, for talking to us right here on Salam Media this morning. We wish you all the best, my brother. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khair. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam.
Muhammad Majid with us this morning, and with that, we're going to go for a break. We're heading for news. Zahid Jedwood is standing by.